Hey, what's up you guys, it's me Luke and welcome back to another video, or if you're new here, welcome to my channel. So today's video, we're just gonna sit down and chat. I thought that we would speak about a more serious topic today, so sorry if you were looking for a fun and fresh video today. We're gonna get a little bit serious, but honestly I feel like it's necessary. Today we're gonna be talking about the lack of diversity on YouTube and within the media and brands and social media and just everything in general. And you may be wondering, why am I making this video? You know, I'm just a white guy, and I totally get where you're coming from if that's what you're thinking. That's honestly what's prevented me from making this video. I've wanted to make this video for a really long time now, even before this came up about the company Dote. And yes, I will say their name. A lot of people aren't saying their names. I'm assuming it's because some people are in contracts with them and they can't, but the company that has brought all of this topic about was Dote. And the first YouTuber that I saw talk about this was a YouTuber that I really like. Her name's It's Keisha.
Something recently happened this year which pissed me off. I was nearly gonna cry when I watched her video. So I watched Daniela Perkins' video and she was crying.
To clarify, these next clips are from the Dote-chella, aka the Dote Coachella trip that they took some of these influencers on.
I feel like so awkward and like I don't like Coachella at all. I literally hate it so much. I don't want to be here.
I just felt different, and at the moment it wasn't like different in a good way.
When she said different in terms of an outcast. Everyone else on the trip was white.
And then Keisha pointed out that this was the room that the people of color were staying in.
So this is like our room where we're staying. I don't know who's staying right there, but that's my bed. That's Eris, and then there's Danielle.
And this was the room that the white people were staying in.
We switched rooms, so we have the room connecting to, who is it? Ellie, Aaron, Summer, and Kalani. We're all sharing a room now.
And these rooms were on complete opposite ends of the house, aka they were segregated. And then after her, Verena spoke about it, Eris did, and then all these different YouTubers of color who experienced this spoke about this. I'll link all their channels down below, by the way. And I thought that was great. I was like, you know what, they're getting their message out there, that's great. But I still didn't feel like it was my place to speak about it because I'm white, so I will never fully understand their struggle. That's the entire point of white privilege, is that like you don't understand a struggle if you haven't been through it. I can empathize, but I can't fully understand it. The reason that I decided to make this is because a YouTuber I love, her name is Tiffany Ferg. She made a video about Dote and diversity, and she's a white woman. So I was like, okay, you know what? I totally understand where she's coming from, and I feel like it is so important that even white people speak about this. Even though this issue isn't affecting us, I think it's important for us to speak about it because being an ally to people of color is very important. Just because you aren't a person of color doesn't mean you shouldn't speak about the issues. I feel like having white allies for people of color is what's gonna help make a difference. So that's what I'm gonna do today. I'm sorry for that really long intro, but this video is a tough one for me to make because it's a topic that isn't easy to talk about, and that's kind of what my channel is about. I like talking about things that are a bit more controversial and things that need to be said and things that start a discussion. And you know, coming from South Africa myself, race has always been a very prevalent thing in my life. Not my race. I'm not saying I got discriminated for my race, but I come from a country where racism was a huge thing. Apartheid, which if you don't know, was this massive racial war, occurred in South Africa not longer than like 20 years ago. And those repercussions are being seen now. The shit that is going on in that country is awful. The things that racism causes is insane. And in a lot of life situations, you don't realize it. I don't realize it because of my white privilege. But when you start to really think about stuff, you realize that race is deep-rooted. Racism is deep-rooted in so many things. And a YouTuber I definitely suggest you watch is As Told by Kenya. She's a really, really powerful, well-spoken black woman who speaks about these issues and speaks about how racism is deep-rooted in so much of our media and culture. And she really opens my eyes up to so many different things and really makes me, you know, check my privilege and realize that I am privileged as a white person and I should be speaking out for people of color who deserve to have just as much of an opportunity as a white person. You know what I mean? I just want the world to get to a place where we're not held back because of our race. Anyway, I feel like I'm getting so convoluted and I feel like we just need to like get into the video. So if you do not know, there is a company named Dote. It is a super popular company amongst teenage girls. They have an app where you can go and like buy clothes, and I don't really know how it works. I honestly don't give a shit. But the main reason they are popular is because they take a lot of YouTubers on trips, specifically a lot of white teenage teenage girl YouTubers. And I have made jokes about this before. If you've watched me for a while, in my Coachella video, I looked at a photo of the Dote girls and I was like, oh my god, which one's which? They all look the same. Like, I've made comments about this in the past. Here are the Dote girls. I saved this photo because they all look kind of the same. Like, when is Dote gonna include some diversity? We're sick of seeing tanned, brunette, white girls. Like, let's bring in some diversity. Like, all these people literally look like clones.
Okay, yeah.
The outfit for summer, I mean, sorry, I get all these Dote girls mixed up.
There's so many of them.
They're all pretty, skinny, white teenage girls. There is a massive lack of diversity in this brand. And if you go on their Instagram now, it's totally not going to appear that way. But that's because they've actually been deleting photos of white people and adding photos of people of color to try and make their theme more diversified, where really it's just damage control. But the actual problem with this company is so insane. Like, if you've watched the videos,
no one wanted to photograph me. No one is taking pictures of you on a trip that's for pictures. You're gonna feel very uncomfortable. I already wasn't being talked to by the majority of the people on the trip, so when no one wanted to take pictures of me, I just felt like an outcast. So me and a few of the other girls who weren't getting photographed complained to the CEO, and so they put together a shoot for girls who weren't getting photographed on the beach. And they basically just clump us all together and we get a few group shots, and then the photographer goes down the line and just goes like this. He doesn't give us any direction. He just takes the pictures. Photos that were taken on the beach, they weren't even edited. They were literally discarded and no one even gave them to us. I was never asked to join pictures. I was never asked to be part of a group. And honestly, the whole trip just consisted of me walking past groups of girls with their photo being taken. The company had hundreds of photos to choose from with the other girls in them. And I'm sure it didn't matter that me and my roommate had about 5 of us, because they can just sprinkle them in when they need diversity on their Instagram.
And I'm not gonna like relay all the information, but I just want to tell you some of the things that shocked me the most. And I really, later in this video, want to get into why I think our society is like this and the issues that it's causing and how it can be resolved. Sorry, there's the mailman outside. Okay, anyway, so these girls spoke about how on the trip that the company had majority of white girls and they would spend most of their time taking photos of the white girls and not the black girls. And then with the black girls, they wouldn't even learn their names. They would just refer to them as the black girls, which that is so fucking rude. Oh god.
Anyway, I don't want to support photographers that refer to us as black girls instead of getting to know our names.
We were dancing and one goes, let me get the black girls on film dancing. They know everybody else's name, but they don't know our name. They don't even want to know our names. Yeah. They don't care, because it's just easy to say, ooh, black girls.
And if you just listen to their stories, please go watch the videos. If you just, I will link them down below. If you listen to their stories, you will just hear of all of the racial injustices that they experienced, which is what it is. It's what it is. And the reason I want to speak about this today is because I just don't understand how companies are still doing this in 2019, regardless of the fact that it's completely immoral. You're fucking stupid. I study business, majoring in marketing, and let me tell you that if you want to market your brand so that you can hit as many different demographics and as many different consumers as possible so that you can drive the most amount of sales, you need to market your company as a diversified brand so that you cater to a lot of different people. People like seeing someone who they can relate to, who reminds them of them. If your page and your company is just filled with a bunch of skinny white girls wearing your clothes, how's a plus size girl supposed to relate to that? How is a black girl supposed to relate to that? How is a trans girl supposed to relate to that? You are literally limiting your company, besides the fact that it's immoral. I'll touch on that just now, but from a business standpoint, it's stupid. Why would you limit the amount of people that you can sell and market your company to? Gianni Numani was the one who spoke about this and how they need to have a more diverse team in order to cater to a diverse group of girls.
Companies need to realize that different girls need different things, and in order to do that, they need a diverse team. So they need a woman of color on the team who is like, you know what, maybe we should hire photographers who know how to edit black girls, or maybe we should hire a black hairstylist. I don't think that this company knows how to handle women of color, and I don't think they want to, because if they did, they would have made changes to their company after me and my roommate told them every single thing that happened to us.
You would think it's a no-brainer, but these people are just so racist. Why else would they be behaving this way? If they're not racist, then they're obviously just a form of a white supremacist who think that somehow white people are better than other people, because the fact that they have majority of white girls, they don't have any people of color on their team to be able to cater to those girls. The photographers aren't photographing the people of color because they don't know how to take photos of people people of color, they don't know how to edit them, they're just so fixed and used to taking photos of white girls. And it's obvious, you look at these photographers they take on these trips, I'm not gonna name drop, you look at their feeds and they're just full of white people. This isn't just an isolated incident with Dote. This is everything. There are so many brands where you look at their pages and it's just white people, just skinny white people. And you need to have a mix, you need to have a blend. That's the reason that we have these brands where it's like, we need to have a plus size version of our brand. Why can't you just be diverse in the first place? Why do you need to like segment it into different situations? Because that doesn't help. Because when you do stuff like that, when you have your brand and then a plus size version of your brand, you're literally just excluding people. From a business standpoint, it makes no sense. But anyway, I'm gonna like stop going on about the business and like, let's get to the morals, because that's really what this is all about. Think about all the most popular YouTubers. There's Shane Dawson, Emma Chamberlain, James Charles, Jeffree Star, like all these YouTubers. What do they all have in common? They're all white. All of the most popular YouTubers are white. All of these girls, like the quirky teen vloggers who kept getting pushed and slammed in your face in your recommendations from YouTube, they're all white. It's like, if you're not white and if you're not skinny and pretty, you don't stand a chance at becoming popular on YouTube. It's ridiculous. And I honestly don't know if it's YouTube itself or if it's the audience. Maybe the audience on YouTube, this is what they want, this is what they gravitate towards, which is just ridiculous and sad. So honestly, I don't know which one it is, but either way, it's fucked up. And this translates to media as well. That's why movies like Black Panther and movies like Crazy Rich Asians are so important, because they are a representation for those races. How would you feel if you were watching all these movies and you never saw anybody that you related to? Obviously, you know, I don't know what that's like, because majority of the people I watch in film just happen to be white, but everybody wants someone that they can relate to. And if you don't have that, you feel like you're an outsider, you feel like there's something wrong with you, you feel uncomfortable. It's this weighing thing over your shoulder, like you're not accepted in society, you're not good enough. It makes me so sad that we live in a world that behaves this way, and a world where people are still being segregated and still being discriminated and still being limited the opportunities just based on the color of their skin. Like, I get that the world still has a long way to go, but it's just sad because people like to vocalize how against racism they are and how against discrimination they are, but it's so deep rooted. A lot of people do it without even realizing it. Once again, like, the media and brands, I don't understand, because the truth is most of the people in the world aren't white. Maybe in Western countries, yes, but like, why are you only catering to one group of people when you could cater to all people and then draw in more people, which would make you more money? Like, I don't get it. Are you fucking stupid? Like, and that's what makes me think that it's just a white supremacist thing. Like, I hate saying white supremacy because that's like quite an intense term, but like, it's basically just white people thinking that white people are above all other races and that that's what people want to see. I'm tired of it. I have nothing against white people. I am fucking white, but I want to see different people. I want to see a diverse cast. That is why TV shows like 13 Reasons Why, like, that show is fucking a mess, but you know what? That show deserves credit for its diverse cast. And I think we should get to a point where the media and brands shouldn't even deserve credit for having a diverse cast or a diverse representation, because that should just be the norm. That should just be the standard. You should just have that. So I hope that we can get to a point one day where that is just the way it is. And you know what? We need to lift our voices up, and not just people of color, everybody needs to come out about things like this. And that's why I think people coming out about Dote and brands like that is so incredibly important, because it will create a change. You can already see Dote, you know, they're doing their shitty damage control, but I guarantee that after this, that company and that brand will change forever. This is a movement and an impact, and honestly, I praise those girls, Keisha and Kiana and Verena and all those girls who came up and shared their opinion and shared their stories and weren't afraid to say those things. And I encourage you, if you have a strong opinion about this, make a video, make a post, do something, because that is what gets these brands and the media to make changes, is by lifting up your voice. That is what is going to change the world. And one day, I hope that we can get to a point where everybody has someone to relate to, where everyone is represented, where everyone has equal opportunities. I hope that one day we can get to a point where your race is like literally the most insignificant thing about you. Just like other things, like someone's sexuality. Like, people make such a big deal of these things, like fucking labels. Like, at the end of the day, we're all fucking people. These things should be the smallest part about you, but we live in a world where that is not allowed. If you're gay, or if you're black, or if you're trans, it's something that you have to constantly be thinking about. It's something that people are constantly thinking about you, like, oh, there's the gay guy, there's the black girl. It shouldn't be like that. Nobody's like, there's the white straight boy. Anyway, guys, I've been rambling for a while, but I guess what I want you to take away from this video is that your voice matters. You know, most of us live in a country where we are allowed free speech, and we should all use our voice to call out these brands and these media companies and YouTube for their lack of diversity and for perpetuating this backwards thinking that white is the norm and that white is the best, and then call them out on it, and we can collectively come together and put a stop to this shit so that one day we can live in a world where people are just people regardless of their race, their gender, their sexuality. Anyway guys, use your voice. Oh my god, should we start a hashtag use your voice 2019? I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I feel like this video was just kind of a mess. It was honestly just a stream of consciousness, but I've been thinking about this for a while, so it was really hard to articulate my thoughts. I'm sure when I'm editing this, I'm gonna like be like, oh, I left that out, but whatever. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it so we can spread this message, and comment down below what you think of this. I would really love to start a positive discussion down below so we can all chat and really speak about this issue, because it's something that shouldn't be taboo. It's something that should be out in the open, because that's the only way things get resolved. And if you're new here, please make sure you subscribe and turn on the notifications bell so that you never miss another upload. And that's it for me in this video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that you have a great day or night wherever you are in the world. Bye!